everybody, Cinemastic this year, once again in the living room for more space, doing these unboxings. I need much larger space than my library permits, and as you can see I have a very large box here to go through. This comes from Ronald Coleman, aka Uncle Fister 77. I'll put a link to his YouTube channel down below. You can check him out, give him a sub. He's a really nice guy. We've done trades before. He's also sent me some other stuff before. Definitely got some really good titles off of him, and he found some titles on my trades list that he wanted, and I found some on his list that I wanted, so we didn't even trade. Although he did say he'd be throwing in some extra goodies, and judging by the size of this box, I'm thinking he threw in a lot of extra goodies, because I was not expecting a box this size, especially from knowing what I got off him. So I'm very excited to crack this open and see what's in here, because like I said, there's probably going to be lots of surprises. One thing I find kind of funny is here, on the front of this box, this little green, if I can get it here, this little green sticker right there, it actually says open for inspection by USPS deliverer. So I guess the United States Postal Service wanted to see what was in this box, perhaps because of the name Cinema Sickness. That's what I'm thinking. I think maybe they saw sickness and they thought, what is in here? Maybe that seemed kind of suspicious to them, so they opened it up. I guess they were surprised to find a bunch of DVDs, I think Blu-rays, and I'm assuming there's some VHS tapes in here as well. So I'm sure they were really surprised to find all of that. So let's crack this open and see what's in here. I'm really excited because like I said, apparently he threw in some extra goodies, and like I said, judging by the size of the box, there are plenty of them in here. And this is taped up pretty darn well. Alright, there we go. The first thing we have here, what is this? It appears to be a poster. A prison poster. Prison Horror Has a New Home. I have no idea what this is. I've never even heard of this movie, but I am intrigued. I like the artwork, and this is really cool. So I'm definitely going to look into this movie and see what it's all about. If it's good, I'm definitely going to pick it up, and then I can finally hang this poster. So that's really cool. I didn't know I was getting that. That's definitely a good surprise. And wow, look at all these VHS tapes. These are the extra goodies I guess he was talking about. I mean, there's a whole boatload of VHS tapes in here. And I did not know, I mean, I think I remember him telling me he was going to throw in some VHS tapes, but I did not expect this many. First one here is Fear City. It looks to be an HBO title. I've never even heard of it, but it looks cheesy as hell, and if you guys know me, I absolutely love cheesy films, so this should be awesome. Then I have, I guess it's Remo Williams, The Adventure Begins. Looks like some more really good cheese, another HBO title, so awesome. This is really cool, Nail Gun Massacre, the original uncut version, and this does appear to be, yeah, this is the Frightmare Video limited edition VHS release. They like re-released it on VHS to give it one of those retro VHS releases. This is number 115 out of 1,000. So that is really cool. I mean, this is obviously a collectible. This is limited edition, and it was basically just released as a retro release. Very cool. And I've actually never seen this movie. Nail Gun Massacre is a movie I've always wanted to check out. I've seen hundreds of reviews on this film. I hear people talk about it all the time, but I've never got around to checking it out, so very cool. Then we have FM, a movie I've heard of but really know nothing about. I've only really heard of this movie in name only, but this is a really cool widescreen presentation. This is, yes, obviously Anchor Bay. I love these Anchor Bay VHS releases, so that's really cool. This here being The Zero Boys, another movie I've never heard of, but it looks cheesy as hell. I mean, I love that artwork. That's fantastic. Little guy there on the back with a gun. Very cool. Screwball Hotel. Please don't disturb the guests. They already are. Very interesting. Get some great artwork on the back. This also looks like a hell of a lot of fun. Then we have Clive Baker's, I guess it's Salomon and the Forbidden. I have never heard of this. I'm assuming this is something early. It looks, the pictures on the back look like a very early movie, but I don't know, sounds really cool. Then we have the reincarnation of Isabel. Again, another movie I've never heard of, but it is a widescreen edition, and I think no, this one isn't a widescreen edition, but they're both redemption titles apparently, whatever that means. So again, really really cool. Dead Man's Curve, another title I have heard of but really know nothing about. So that's awesome. Also, really cool artwork too, and it's in one of those great boxes that are sealed all the way around. Absolutely love those. So really really cool. Then we have Rock and Roll High School Forever, great movie. Do already have this one on DVD, but still great film. The Atom Kid, starring Mickey Rooney and Robert Strauss. That is awesome. In fact, I think this is getting a re-release real soon. I believe somebody's re-releasing this on DVD and Blu-ray really, really soon. And I've never seen this movie, but love Mickey Rooney, so this should be a great watch. This is cool. The Owl and the Pussycat. Had this movie, I think I had this movie on, I want to say CED and maybe even Betamax as well, but I've never got around to watching it. So now that I have myself a VHS copy, I'll have to definitely check that out real soon. Wow, Sunburn. I have not seen this movie in years. This used to play all the time on HBO when I was a kid, but that's the last time I've seen this. In fact, I forgot this movie even existed until just now, so that's awesome. I love coming across movies like that. I love when you've pretty much just completely forgotten about a film and then you see it and you're like, wow, that's a movie I used to watch all the time. Love having movies like that in my collection. Very cool. Then we have Lost Horizon, another movie I have heard of, but I've never seen. I've heard really good things about this though, so that's a good, definitely a good VHS tape to have. Best Friends, good movie. Have it on DVD already, but really cool. Oh, this is neat. This is a big box release of A Christmas Story. You know, another movie I have on a bunch of different formats, but I don't have a big box version of it, so that's really cool. I mean, I do have it on VHS already for collecting purposes because I really like this original artwork, but definitely awesome. You know, I recently looked at this artwork on my VHS, and I realized there's lots of weird things, like Santa Claus poking his head out of the chimney. The dogs in the front, one looks like one looks like a chihuahua. If you've seen the movie, the Bumpus' dogs, they're not chihuahuas, they're hounds. That's always weird. I thought Ralphie's, his Easter Bunny costume is pink in the movie, but on the front here it's white. So just odd little things that I've always noticed about, or guess I should say I just recently noticed about the artwork on the front, how it's quite different than it is actually in the movie. But still really cool to have the big box version of that. Somewhere in Time with Christopher Plummer and Jane Seymour and Christopher Reeves. I've never heard of this movie, but I love Christopher Reeves, so it should be good. And I guess this is the last of the VHS. This here is The Wizard of Oz. I do actually already have this very exact same release. The reason why I picked it up is because I love the artwork. The artwork for this is really interesting and very cool. So I do already own this for collecting purposes, but still, very cool to send that to me. So now on to the DVDs. First up here is the John Wayne Collection. And this comes with the High and the Mighty Special Collector's Edition 2-disc set, The Fighting Kentuckian, The Lady Takes a Chance, and Dakota. Now, as I've already said, when it comes to John Wayne, I just recently started to get into him. I'd say over the past year or so, I've started watching his movies. Up until then, I had really only seen some of his more famous roles. I haven't seen a lot of his movies, but I have really recently started getting into him. So this is definitely something I wanted in the trade because, like I said, I've just gotten into him, and I know these are some of his good movies. I've actually heard of some of these, and apparently they're great watches, so definitely want to get a hold of that. Then we have Samurai Cop. This looked great. I'd never even heard of this, but it just looked awesome. I mean, the cover art's great. The reviews I read on it sound pretty cool. The synopsis sounds great. But what I really like about this, I just noticed, it says, including special Joe Bob Briggs comedy commentary. That's awesome. I'm definitely going to listen to that commentary. Once I watch this movie, I will be sitting down listening to that commentary. That is really, really cool. But definitely looking forward to checking this out because I've heard good things. Then we have Near Dark, this year being like the collector's edition. This is something I actually used to already have on DVD. However, the reason why I wanted to get this in the trade is because, like an idiot, I upgraded to Blu-ray. and I really wasn't thinking, and the Blu-ray artwork is horrible. It looks like a Twilight ripoff. It's really, really bad artwork. Whereas this artwork I really like. It's, again, collectible, it's shiny, it's got some cool photos on it. I mean, even inside, it's got photos, it opens up. It's really, really well done. It's really nice packaging, and I always was kind of upset that I had gotten rid of my my DVD copy, even though I'm glad to have it on Blu-ray, and I would have still kept my Blu-ray copy. I wish I would have kept my DVD copy along with it, just for, again, collecting purposes. So very cool to have that back in my collection. This is interesting. Blood Feast, Rest in Pieces. This looks to be a 5 DVD set coming with A Thirsty Dead, Sisters of Death, House by the Cemetery, Bloody Wednesday, and The Hatchet Murders. If I'm not mistaken, I think this is supposed to have a tin that this goes into, but that's fine. I don't need the tin. Just happy to have these movies since I haven't seen a single one of these and don't know if any of them are good. Again, I'll read them off. Let me know if any of these are good. I'll definitely sit down and watch them. The Thirsty Dead, Sisters of Death, House by the Cemetery, Bloody Wednesday, and The Hatchet Murders. I think I've actually heard of House by the Cemetery, but not too sure. Are these all Dario Argento movies? Let's see. Blood Feast is a 5 DVD collection of horrific cult classics designed to make you clutch the couch cushions and check to make sure all the doors are locked. Directed by notable horror kings such as Dario Argento and... Okay, so no, they're not all Dario Argento movies. Maybe just some of these are. Regardless, this is really cool. Very cool stuff to have. I love the fact that it's in the shape of the coffin. And again, I love it that it's 5 movies I've never seen. Then we have Action Jackson. Now, this is a movie that I almost picked up the other day, and I'm kind of glad I didn't because I got in this trade. A movie that I've always wanted to see because it has a really good lineup. The synopsis sounds interesting, looks pretty cheesy, but most of all, it has Vanity, and I love Vanity. Huge fan of her being in movies. So I've always wanted to see this just for her alone. So like I said, glad I didn't pick it up the other day because now I actually have a copy that I got in this trade. So that was a good deal. Then we got Death Trap. This is another movie I come across quite often at places like flea markets, thrift stores, pawn shops. But I never pick it up because I'm really not sure really what it is or what it's about. But I did look up some reviews on it, and it sounds pretty interesting. A lot of people had good things to say. The synopsis sounded pretty cool, so I figured I'd definitely get it in the trade. Then this here is definitely a title I've never heard of, and that is The Initiation. But again, this gets really good reviews online. Apparently it's a pretty decent cheeseball horror movie. I tend to like the movies out of the Midnight Madness series. A lot of the titles they put in those releases have actually been pretty good, so very happy to get that. We have Frankenstein and the Monster from Hell. Very excited to get this. Trying to get the entire Hammer Horror collection. I want to have the entire series, but unfortunately I do not yet, and some of those titles are actually a little bit harder to get a hold of. This here's a movie that I used to come across quite often before I decided to get all the Hammer Horror movies, and I was quite upset about with myself for not picking it up when I saw it, because only maybe like a year later I decided to get all the Hammer movies, and then I never came across this anymore, so very cool to have that. Then we have The Atomic Brain Invasion, another movie I've never heard of, but it looked really, really cool. Really wanted this one just for the artwork alone. I mean, that's what sold me on it. I saw the artwork for this. I mean, a guy pulling apart his head, and I thought, this is something I have to see. Didn't really look up reviews or anything on it, but it looks really cool, so I definitely look forward to checking that out. Then we have A Cadaver Christmas, another movie I've never heard of, but this gets really good reviews. Apparently this is a pretty decent movie, so I had to get it. I do like the artwork for this as well, and I definitely look forward to checking that out. Whether I'll wait for Christmas or not, I'm not quite sure, but I definitely want to check it out real soon, so we'll see if I can hold off or not. Then we got The Creeping Flesh, which actually has Christopher Lee and Peter Cushing in it, so that's definitely a plus there. It's a movie I have heard of, but I've never seen, really know nothing about, but it does get good reviews, so definitely want to get that. And now onto the Blu-rays. Both of these Blu-rays are actually Region B releases, so unfortunately I can't watch them as I do not have a region-free Blu-ray player yet, but now that I have these releases, I'm definitely going to work on getting one. And the first title here is Cockneys vs. Zombies. This actually gets really good reviews online, and it's a movie I had never heard of, but due to the reviews, I wanted to get it. Unfortunately, like I said, I can't watch it yet because I don't have a player that'll play these, but I do look forward to getting one so I can actually sit down and watch this movie because Like I said, I've read really good things about it. And I like the artwork too. It's one of those great kind of 3D holographic artworks. Very cool. And then also I got Red Sonja. This one's a classic. This one I'm well aware of. Have it on DVD already. But, you know, still, I wanted to get on Blu-ray, even though it isn't import and is a Region B release. Still thought it was really cool, and definitely wanted to pick it up. So there you go, guys. That was my entire haul from Ronald Coleman, a.k.a. Uncle Fister77. Again, I'll put a link to his YouTube channel down below. Check him out, give him a sub, say hello. He's a very nice guy, and again, very cool of him to send these to me. The DVDs and the Blu-rays, those I knew I was getting in the trade. When it comes to the VHS he sent me, those were the extra goodies. I had no idea he was sending those. And he sent some really, really good titles. Titles I definitely want to see. So that was really, really cool of him. So Ron, thank you so much for sending these to me. I cannot wait to sit down and check them all out. So that's it, guys. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned for my next collection update. See ya.